What a team is supposed to do. When one player is down, someone steps in, picks up, and that's why they have the best record in the NBA.
They've won 5 in a row. They have the best record in the NBA. They're 13-5 at home. Toronto 9-11 on the road. They've lost 6 straight to Philadelphia, but Toronto has taken 5 of their last 6 games overall. Philly's ball to open.
You know, Tom, as Lenny said, they're starting to play better, and they feel that he's got a good combination of young and old out on the floor, so this team is only going to get better in the second half.
Theo Ratliff. Alonzo Mourning, of course, out of action this season, but is the leading vote-getter at center for the East All-Star team. But Ratliff is second and leading the NBA in blocks and expected to get a spot on that All-Star team. Muscling it in is Antonio Davis, another center that's having an outstanding campaign in his second season with Toronto, the former Indiana Pacer.
Now, Theo Ratliff has become more of an offensive threat and trying to score on his first 2 possessions. Misses that one, but you know, he has gotten better. His confidence is higher.
Carter missing the 3. He's been shooting very well from 3-point range, about 42% on the season, but that one won't go down. Toronto unable to save it. Philadelphia gets it back. Aaron McKee at the point with Eric Snow having the stress fracture in his right ankle and not expected back anytime soon. And McKee has done an outstanding job. Here's Iverson against Mark Jackson. The double team comes, and he floats it in. Allen Iverson's first bucket.
Well, that answers all of the stuff about
that answers the answer.
Whether he's going to cut or whether he's going to do anything. This is one of the toughest guys in the NBA, and later on we'll show you some of the numerous injuries he suffered just this season and how he bounces back.
Peterson penetrated, kicked it off, but Davis couldn't get the shot away. Here is Peterson, left hand, and draws Kristoff with that offhand. So that's the first foul on Mo Pete, as they call him, Morris Peterson.
You know, Iverson danced a little with the ball and then floated through the air to get his first bucket. And what Allen Iverson has done better this year is make better decisions, when to shoot and where to shoot and how to attack. And he's a much more efficient scorer than he was in past years.
Here he is again against Mark Jackson. Fall away is good. Allen Iverson, he's 2 for 2.
You know, and really the book on Iverson has been through most of his career. He has terrific first and second quarters and sometimes struggles in the second half of the game. So he's gotten better at being consistent through the 4 quarters. Illegal defense, Allen Iverson.
That's the first illegal defense called against the Sixers.
Now, this is a tough matchup for Mark Jackson for the one reason. His job is to keep him in front of him, and Iverson is quick enough and explosive enough to get up in the air and still be able to get a shot away. But you'll take that option as opposed to Iverson driving the bucket.
And, of course, on the other end, Jackson, with his famous post-up game, can take advantage of the size mismatch against Iverson as Charles Oakley, 37 years old, pumps in his first shot. Iverson off the screen, got an open look. He's hit his first 3.
This is the way he was in Cleveland when he got to 54. Now watch out. He was making everything, and it looks like he's off to a great start. And all of those are 15-footer Carter answers.
So Vince Carter hits his first basket. And the Raptors back within 2. So the 2 superstars heating it up early. Tyrone Hill on the high post. Backdoor cut. McKee laid it in from Hill.
And that's where they've improved. Even though Iverson still scores a greater percentage of the points, they get other people involved in the game, and they get them the kind of offensive prize that they keep them focused defensively. Because if you don't get to touch the ball pretty soon, you don't want to guard anybody.
McKee deflects it out of bounds.
Iverson is a guy that can make his own way. This time they give him a little help in his screen and he pops that one down, but he stayed in that medium range area, and then ball movement, player movement results in an easy 2 for Aaron McKee.
Shot clock at 5. 3 to shoot. Oakley missed everything. And Allen Iverson quickly to Hill. Tyrone Hill beating the defense. Iverson spotted it.
Now, of the 2 teams, the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be the one that breaks out the most. Now, they'll try to control the board, they'll try to force the turnovers, and then they'll try to sprint to the other end of the floor.
Philadelphia's hit 6 of its first 7 shots. Carter with that miss, 0 for 2 from behind the arc.
Yeah, the only one that has not got to touch it is George Lynch. They're trying to send him into the post now.
There he is against the rookie Peterson. And it rolled off, tapped by Ratliff, no good. And underneath, last hit by Mark Jackson, and Philly gets it back.
Well, Allen Iverson on display here early. Good rebound and a better outlet, and Tyrone Hill gets on the scoreboard as a result.
Antonio Davis called for his first foul.
Tyrone Hill is doing a great job on the offensive glass, and Davis is going to have his hands full. They come back to Lynch.
George Lynch, and one.
Lenny Wilkins knows a team that's sharing the wealth against you is going to be difficult to shut down. All 5 starters now in the scoring column for the Philadelphia 76ers.
And Morris Peterson has picked up his 2nd foul with 7:37 left in the opening quarter. Lynch completes the 3-point play, and Philly has its biggest lead, 15-6.
You know, but what's most interesting about the Sixers this year is everybody looks at them and says they're 30-9, and how are they doing it? Because they aren't that good. Everybody says they aren't that good, but they just keep winning. And we have seen an example of it here early in the ball game where they keep everybody involved, and that's one of the ways you can become a good team. Mark Jackson with a little pork chop here as Iverson keeps in front, and then he's going to push off.
That was a pretty good little flop as one of the newest Raptors, Tracy Murray, enters the game. 6'7" in his 9th season from UCLA. Came over in the trade with the Nuggets on January 12th.
That's Golden Globe Award.
Philadelphia's in the midst of a 7-0 run. The Golden Globes coming up on NBC. We never miss a chance for a promo. Lynch stays after it.
Oh, tough break for Lynch. You know, picked that ball up and a little bit out of control, gets an offensive foul. Oh, no, it's Theo Ratliff that gets the foul.
First 76er foul of the game.
Tracy Murray is a great perimeter shooter, but streaky, and when he gets started, he's terrific. He had his best year ever when he came over to the Toronto Raptors before going to the Washington Wizards, but he's trying to find a new home back in Toronto.
3-pointer by Murray is no good. Antonio Davis, offensive rebound, and he'll shoot 2. You mentioned Tracy Murray. That was in 95-96. In Toronto when he averaged 16 points and 4 rebounds a game. Crows make it 15-8 Philadelphia.
Now the task for the Raptors is to get some pressure on the ball. Right now the Sixers are able to move the ball too freely. Iverson thought he got fouled on the play. No whistle for him.
That was his first miss of the game. Antonio Davis against the 7-footer McCullough. Came up short, rebounded by Lynch. McKee gets it in the hands of Iverson.
And they back up. They got a mismatch for Aaron McKee against Mark Jackson in the post. That's where they like to take advantage of his size. He delivers.
And McKee says often, he tells us that the other team will switch their bigger guards to Iverson, which leaves a mismatch for him. And there he was able to take advantage of it. Aaron McKee, 22nd timeout taken by Toronto. In the game, he has a couple of assists and a rebound. In fact, everybody for the Sixers is shooting well. George Lynch puts that one in. He has 5 points.
Alvin Williams in the ball game, a little bit quicker in terms of reacting, and we'll find out how he does against Allen Iverson as the Sixers rebound.
Hill with the outlet to McKee. McKee all the way. Dish to McCullough for the jam. Once again, the Toronto defense caught napping.
Yeah, you know, the first rule of defense is to get to the guy with the ball and stop him. Aaron McKee saw a seam of daylight and pushed it, and there was Todd McCullough on the other end.
Alvin Williams being checked by Iverson. Oakley with a screen. And on the low post, Antonio Davis. Nice shot, Antonio Davis. Davis averaging 13 points, 11 rebounds a game, 7th in the league in rebounding. He's had 19 double-doubles, and he's hoping for an all-star berth.
And just remember, Tom, the first time we came in here with Allen Iverson, he did everything. You know, he took every shot, and he had to make all of the plays, and he didn't have any help. And now he's doing everything, but he's got help. 8 points here in the first quarter for Iverson.
On 4 of 5 shooting, and he certainly likes to light it up on national TV. That's why everyone knew he wouldn't miss this game. Davis, tough shot. Davis splits defenders and reverses it through. Antonio has 8.
Turned an ankle.
And he's still down, as you see. And McKee, it's like he took a shot.
Just when things are starting to get right for the Toronto Raptors, and they've been nicked with injuries all year long, on a tough play, you get Davis diving through the lane and spinning and twirling, and then coming down, I think, on the foot of Tyrone Hill. As you saw him buckle a little bit, and they're waiting.
3:15, Philadelphia. McKee directing traffic. And now takes Carter one-on-one. Aaron McKee over Vince Carter. He has a half dozen points.
Aaron McKee's confidence at his highest point as a pro. He knows that Larry Brown really appreciates everything he does. Carter.
Yeah, well, right back at you, Vince Carter. And Carter now with 7.
But again, if Toronto is to have an impact on these guys, they got to stop the ball. And right now, they're not able to.
Williams got a quick look at the backside of Allen Iverson as he took it to the rim. And Iverson in double figures first quarter.
Now, watch and notice how much harder they're going to make Vince Carter work to get his hands on the ball than Allen Iverson has had to. And right here, McKee keeping Carter right in front of him, but that's the one thing about Carter. He can lace you and be the same size, and that's the difficult part of defending him. And Iverson on the cut to the bucket, an easy 2.
Tyrone Hill committing his first foul. Lynch breaks up the pass. Here's Iverson in a hurry. All the way. Iverson got it. And 1. Comes again. Tries to find the open man Murray. Instead, sails it into the second row.
And that's going to be the challenge for Carter and the Raptors, to get some people cutting to the basket and not have to play out on the perimeter for the entire ball game.
2 minutes left in the quarter. Here's Iverson again. Tapped in by Tyrone Hill. Hill was way up there.
Less than 2 minutes left in this first quarter.
Carter double team. Kukoc comes to double. Leaves Williams open. His shot good. That time Carter found the open man, and Williams connected with his first basket. It's 32-12. That stops a 7-0 Philadelphia run.
And the best way to describe the Raptors defense is watching. I was watching my man, but I wasn't guarding my man. And the results are 34 points for the Sixers here so far.
Tyrone Hill is 3 for 3.
They see how they're coming at Vince Carter. They're making him give the ball up right away. Another turnover.
5th Toronto turnover.
Iverson down the lane, and you'll watch the defense react, and that's going to let Tyrone Hill come right in and tap it in. So Hill's had a great start on the offensive glass.
Inside the final minute of the first quarter.
And Kukoc wants to get some of this.
Clark. He's about the only one that had gotten a little taste, as McKee, that's too easy, lays it in. Aaron McKee has hit all 4 of his shots.
Well, you know, Tom, you're a master griller, and you know how it is to mix and mash and put all those sauces on. So the Sixers, they have it going right now. They are grilling the Raptors. Iverson reaches in. The first time there's been some pressure on the ball as they come out to just about midcourt on Allen Iverson.
7 seconds left in the quarter. Iverson against Williams. Missed the shot, but putting it home is Jermaine Jones. As the first quarter comes to a close. Big loss for the Toronto Raptors. Antonio was off to a great start, the best Raptor first quarter of anyone there. And meanwhile, the Sixers put up 38, a season high for a quarter.
Yeah, Davis had 8 points, and Vince Carter ended up with 9 in the quarter. And they've got to get the ball in Vince Carter's hands a lot more. Cleon Clark travels, so it's a turnover.
His first shot.
Now the difference is you can see the 76ers react to the passes. They put pressure on the ball, and they end up getting the Toronto Raptors to turn it over again. So first 2 possessions, Lenny Wilkens sees 2 turnovers.
If our redheaded friend were here, I think he'd say that the Raptors look a couple of steps slow. As you see other NBA scores, Utah leading Phoenix without Jason Kidd. And Williams with the steal and the bucket.
And they need more of those. You know, Philadelphia will have periods where they don't score the ball, but if you're going to fight back in the game, you're going to have to fight to make them make mistakes. They don't make them like they used to on their own.
Kukoc against Carter. Nice bucket. The first by Tony Kukoc. 8 Philadelphia 76er players have scored.
Carter down in the post. You know they're going to run some people at him. He's able to squeeze that one off. The crowd wanted traveling here.
Somehow Vince Carter willed that one through. He has 11. The Philadelphia fans, true to their reputation,
all over Vince Carter, saying, you know you took a bunny out. Oh my, what a miss. Great give and go, and they get nothing for it from Aaron McKie.
Kukoc made the tremendous pass, and McKie missed it. Murray for 3. That's Clark on the follow. No one checked him off the board, had the easy slam on the follow, and he has 3 points. In for the injured Antonio Davis. Iverson, tough shot, back rim to Oakley. And Clark once again unguarded. They didn't pick him up, and he made them pay for it, slamming down number 5.
Well, that was good ball movement and a terrific thundering effort by Clark as they double team Alvin Williams.
And it's a 10-point game.
So the 76ers have quieted down defensively, and offensively they're not toasting right now. Iverson with a short miss.
And he was hacked on the arm. He'll shoot a pair of free throws. Just over 9 minutes left till halftime. Carter shoots over Ollie. Oakley kept it alive, but right to Kukoc. Kukoc pushes for Philadelphia. Jones. Kukoc offensive board, then taken away by the quick hands of Williams. Williams all the way to the hoop. Offensive foul. Out to the best record in the NBA. There's another Toronto turnover. This is highly unusual because Toronto leads the league in fewest turnovers, averaging only 13 a game. They have 9 already in the first half. In fact, earlier this season, Toronto set an NBA record with only 3 turnovers in a game against the Rockets.
But what's worse is that they're unforced turnovers. I mean, you know, they're making poor decisions right now. 76ers get a break after a miss by Jermaine Jones. It bounces right to Theo Ratliff. Every time there's been a mistake against the people in purple, the 76ers have basically capitalized. Nice transition opportunity. Carter trying to dive through.
Peterson, too hard. Hill with the outlet to Ollie. 2 minutes left till halftime. Iverson. And it's his second foul.
Iverson thought he had a chance to steal that one, just didn't react in time, but their defense has been much more active and keeping Toronto out on the outside. Carter with the rebound and foul by Iverson.
Well, the 76ers are going to let Peterson shoot all day. He's been unable to hit as they concentrate on Carter defensively.
Gets the call.
That last bucket by Carter was his 13th point, but his first points in 9 minutes, much of that on the bench. Here's Carter again, double clutch, no good. Oakley had it for a moment. Somehow Carter came up with it. That went halfway down before coming out.
Carter looking in the direction of the official saying it's a foul, but they need to stop that guy with the ball. And Aaron McKee goes coast to coast.
And McKee with a dozen points in the first half. McKee, who averages 12 a game, has his average in the first half. Inside the final minute. Clark just turns, pumps it through.
Now see, that's an example of a guy watching. See, Gill was
Yeah,
watching,
he watched it.
and Clark finished.
He turned his head, watched it all the way through. Iverson back to work. Blocking foul on 30 seconds left in the half. 20-point lead for the 76ers. Williams, outside shot is good over Iverson. And he has 8 points. About a 1-second differential between shot clock and game clock.
The first half been totally controlled by Iverson and the 76ers as he toys with Alvin Williams right here, trying to decide which way he's going to go. Yeah, he got caught and carried.
Got caught for a carry on the basketball as he did his Harlem Globetrotters act there. And that'll turn it over to Toronto with 7.2 seconds.
Right there as he came across, you know, he did everything that he wanted to do to set Alvin Williams up, but came across and carried the ball. Quick shot for Alvin Williams.
Williams leaves for Clark. Nicely done, the penetration and dish. Final second, and Iverson will not be able to get a shot away as the first half comes to a close. But a first half dominated by Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia 76ers. The hot shooting Sixers have scored 60 points in the first half, and they lead the Toronto Raptors at the end of the first period in Philadelphia by 60.
We didn't know his number. It's 7. And we learned how to pronounce his name. It's Keon. He has been the story here in the third quarter, and that's a miss, but a rare one for the Toronto Raptors here in the third.
Oakley tries it again, and given a second chance, he knocks it down. It's 60-59. Toronto within 1 after trailing by 20 late in the second quarter.
Now, the 76ers have been a very resilient team all season long, and it's rare that they lose the entire portion of the lead. And let's see if they get a score. They have gone 9 straight times now without a hoop.
And unbelievably, Toronto will have a chance to take the lead.
So Clark, who has the ability, a quick leaper, gets right off of his feet and slaps that one away, and it results in another hoop for Toronto.
Philadelphia has missed their first 10 shots of the third quarter. And Toronto looks for its first lead of the game.
You know, and sometimes when you have as much success as the 76ers had in the first half, you have a tendency to get happy and lazy, and that appears to be what happened, and they're taking any shot as Oakley pulls the trigger on a 3.
Don't know that that necessarily was what they wanted. Aaron McKee. Hill forced it up, saved it inbounds, but no, he was on the baseline. Toronto ball.
Lonnie McCutcheon said no save. And there's reaction, Brown's reaction, as the wheels have come off here, the 76er train for the time being. Now, this is a good test for him because, you know, if you're going to be a championship team, you've got to be able to play through a bad patch as Jackson scores again. 7 straight points for Mark Jackson.
He had not scored at halftime. He has 7 in the third quarter, and Toronto has its first lead. They were tied at 2. They've never been in front till now. They were down 20 late in the second quarter.
But look at how they're reacting defensively as they finally get a shot to go in from Theo Ratliff.
Ratliff and 1. He'll step to the line for a 3-point opportunity.
Mark Jackson, who was tortured in his first half, particularly in the first quarter, by Iverson sending a little bit of it back the other way. 7 straight for him, and then Ratliff finally breaks the drought.
Peterson goes back door for his 4th point.
Remember how good those comments were behind us? Oh, they're pretty sharp right now. Hey, we got to learn how to play defense. When the Sixers could do no wrong, their fans were really having a good time, and now they're struggling. And when they need their support the most.
Oakley, brick that one. Hill clears the glass. .63 apiece. Allen Iverson is 0 for 4 in the quarter. The 3-pointer, good. Iverson gets his first basket of the 3rd quarter, his 24th point. Philadelphia by 3. Carter, that's a long-range 2. Vince Carter partially answers Iverson's bucket. Carter was 17.
Let's see if Carter really begins to have a bigger impact on the scoreboard. He's passed the ball, got some people open to get him back in the game, but they're going to have Carter with some numbers to win it. Jackson trying to deny Iverson the ball.
Jackson with a foul. 2 superstars.
Yeah, Allen Iverson has not pulled the trigger on a lot of 3-point efforts, but goes right over the top of Mark Jackson to get his first score in the 3rd quarter. And then Carter very close to the line. A long 2, as you said, Tom. 4 points in the quarter for Carter, 3 for Allen Iverson.
Philly with the ball up 1. Another Iverson 3. This one no good. And tapped out, kept alive by Ratliff. Iverson bailed out by a foul. He'd lost the ball.
But you can see Iverson now running into a stacked defense, which he didn't face in that first half. But you can see Iverson now running into a stacked defense, which he didn't face in that first half, as we see some of the scores.
Washington with a rare victory. Indiana went into the Garden and beat the Knicks today. And coming up, Miami and the Lakers. Pat Riley's return to L.A. Drive baseline. Iverson with the reverse. Allen Iverson, 26. Carter for 3. Splash. Vince Carter, he has 20.
7 in the quarter for Carter.
And the battle of all-stars is joined. Carter and Iverson.
Now Iverson knows he can get to the rim against Jackson, but they're packing the middle against him, and they're making it tougher for him to get inside.
Tyrone Hill kept that alive off a Raptor. It'll be Philadelphia basketball.
And the reason that Iverson is able to get by, he comes from the wing, and the rest of the defense is reacting, and he comes underneath. Most of the time he's been trying to come through a stack at the top of the key, and he's not been able to get all the way to the rim.
Tied at 68. McKee, nowhere to go. Kevin Ollie. Clark fouled him.
10.
Sixers by a deuce. Carter brings it up against Ollie. In the hands of Jackson, guarded by Iverson. And here's Jackson trying to use his height advantage to back down, and then whips it over to Peterson. Nice drive, couldn't finish. But the offensive board by Oakley. Carter. Beautiful shot, Vince Carter. Again, creating space with the dribble, popping it in for 22.
You know that thing that they do between their legs? It must be mesmerizing, because Iverson does it, and then he did it, and at the end of it, they got 2 points.
It's mesmerizing me. Ollie. Nice dish. Lynch put it down.
You know, it's like going to a hypnotist. You're watching that ball go back and forth, and the next thing you know, the guy dumped one in on you.
Carter missed 7 in a row at one time. Now he's hit 5 straight.
Uh-oh, he woke up.
Yeah.
12 in the quarter for Carter.
And the Raptors by 1. Carter nearly had the steal. In fact, did cause Ratliff to turn it over. Vince Carter started hitting 4 of his first 8, then a drought, 7 misses in a row. Since then, 5 for 5.
You see the effort of Carter, and basically just in the zone now.
The NBA on NBC. Carter has scored the last 10 Toronto points. He started this third quarter by missing his first 3 shots, but has reeled off 5 in a row.
Yeah, and they've reversed things here against the 76ers as Carter misses that one. They're shooting 61% here in the third quarter. The 76ers 22, and the Sixers in that first quarter shot 69.
2 minutes. 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left in the third. McKee low post, double teamed. Behind the back, threw it away. Jackson. Here's a 3-on-2 Toronto break. Peterson laid it in from Mark Jackson.
Now, which team is making the turnovers? Which team is running the fast break?
And Toronto taking care of the basketball. They have not committed a turnover in the third. I think Lenny got their attention after 13 in the first half, which matches their game average. Poked away from Lynch. There's another Toronto break. Peterson again, and 1. Iverson with 29 in the game. Carter has 25. Just over a minute left in the third.
So what the Sixers want to do is get their defensive attitude back, because this is a team that forces turnovers. Jackson, long, deep 3.
Real deep. And Lynch gives it to Iverson. He'll back it out. Now take Jackson on one-on-one. Collision, no whistle. Putback attempt does draw a foul as Peterson. Long 3. Short. Lynch the board. Shot clock is off. 12 seconds till the end of the third. 10 and counting.
Iverson's got to make a quick decision because they're going to close down the lane. Here comes Oakley.
2 seconds. Iverson for 3. Got it! Clark doesn't want any piece of that. He better get back down there to the basket. Ollie. Kevin Ollie with a baseline jump shot.
And again, this has been part of the resiliency of the 76ers the entire season, to get whacked with some adversity during the course of a game and still find a way to stay with it and win. And again, the greatness of an individual effort by Allen Iverson leading the way.
Clark. Fouled on the arm. He'll shoot a pair of free throws, trying to break a 17-0 Philadelphia run.
We have seen both stars get nicked up, and Carter slow getting up right there. He still has a little bit of sensitivity to the calf injury that he suffered earlier.
Well, it's been a game of runs. Sixers had a 21-0 run earlier, and that one was 17-0 before the free throw. Keon Clark's done a good job off the Toronto bench for the injured Antonio Davis. Back tapped. Toronto retains possession. The Oakley jump shot. Back rim. And finally hauled down by McKee.
Iverson kept that alive. McKee pulled it in. Now Alvin Williams and the Raptors have to get back to where they're making Toronto play outside and react to getting the ball and running the floor, which got them their 15-0 spurt.
Oakley chases it down for Toronto.
Fans will turn on him. They really will. Aaron McKee was 6 or 7, and they were loving him. Now he misses a shot. He's cold. Get him out.
Clark from Jackson. And 18 for Keon Clark. I told you this is Philadelphia. This is where they booed Santa Claus. Ratliff jump stop, slapped away from him. Well, does Toronto have one more come back?
they have one more run in them. It's going to be up to the 76ers to take it away from them. You know, this is the team that has shown that they can get back in a game by not turning the ball over. In that third quarter, they made 0 mistakes with the ball, and they shot it extremely well to make a game of it.
Alvin Williams got a good look that time and a good shot. It wouldn't go down. Iverson, Ratliff a tap, and then Lynch puts it home. Once again, Philadelphia whipping Toronto on the offensive glass, and of course Toronto missing Antonio Davis, who is such a good rebounder, 7th in the league in rebounds. Now the best record in the NBA at 30-9. That's updated to reflect the Knicks' loss to Indiana today.
And the Philadelphia 76ers still the talk of the league, and led by the new Allen Iverson.
Right.
Have been the story. The story of the game has been offense, and when the teams have made shots, their defenses have been good, and they've controlled the game. And the Sixers trying to control the fourth quarter, get a block from Theo Ratliff.
Carter misses a 3. Bodies everywhere. A loose ball foul on Allen Iverson. A well-placed hand on the small of the back will cost him the personal.
You know, Iverson lost the duel in the third quarter to Carter 12-11, but is winning the day. He's got 39 points. Vince Carter stuck on 25.
Toronto's gotten just 1 field goal in nearly 7 minutes. They've been outscored 19-3 in that time. Carter, tough shot, rims out. On the floor, bodies everywhere. And Philadelphia will get it.
Carter thought this was going to stay for him, and the efforts by Oakley, Mo Peterson come up short.
Just over 6 minutes left. Iverson. 3-pointer by McKee is off target. Out of bounds to Toronto.
Three points. That's what they've scored. The Toronto Raptors, almost a steal.
Almost. He just, by a fraction, mistimed it. Now he nearly caused another miss. Carter's follow off the offensive board, his first basket in a while. And for the game, Vince has 27.
So they have got to find a way to keep the ball in the hands of Vince Carter and make the defense react to him so he can get other people easier opportunities. Iverson.
Allen Iverson now once again over the 40-point mark. He has 41 points. It's his 6th game this season over 40. Oakley.
A little help from Carter.
Down to the 5-minute mark.
Now there's time for the Toronto Raptors to get back in it, but they got to keep these kind of shots coming up, and when they get the rebound, run it up the floor.
Carter threw it right into the hands of Ollie to Iverson. No good. Oakley the rebound. The outlet the other way. Carter spotted for 3.
Iverson thought he was going to get a foul, just laid it up, got nothing. Larry Brown looks on. 5-point game.
And Vince Carter has 30. Ratliff against Oakley. Facing up, nowhere to go. Good D by Oakley. Iverson, Oakley switches out on him. Ollie, and the reverse, no good by Lynch. Philadelphia retains.
Allen Iverson has been begging for chances to go to the line the entire afternoon. Comes with one hand. He's just leaving this one up here. He just knew he was going to get hit, but he didn't really get hit. Got nothing for it.
93-88.
Huge cheer this afternoon.
With our producer John McGinnis, director Howie Singer, Tom Hammond, Steve Snapper Jones, Lewis Johnson, First Union Center in Philadelphia. Just under 4 minutes left in a game of runs that sees Philadelphia up on Toronto 93-88.
Well, that was not what they wanted out of the timeout. That was Aaron McKee going one-on-one with no ball movement. The results are one shot and done.
Vince Carter lost it, but is fouled.
Iverson's going to say, why him and not me? These players forget. And as obvious as it is, that if you're not staying with what is making the defense react, that's Iverson in white and Carter in purple, you don't have a very good chance of winning the ball game. Every time Iverson gets the ball, somebody's going to run at him, which means somebody else is going to be open. Bulls his way, and he's going to get a charge.
Offensive foul. Well, he'd been asking for a call. You said he was wanting a call. He got one.
I didn't want that one.
Oh.
I didn't want that one.
His fourth foul. Aaron McKee has disappeared in the second half. First half, remember, he hit 6 of 7, 12 points. He's 0 for 6. Has not scored in the second half. So Toronto gets the ball back on the offensive foul by Iverson.
Now, this is a possession where they want to move the ball quickly and find Carter. They trap him.
Found him in a tough spot. Once again, it's ugly by Toronto. Oakley fouled by Lynch. And in them. Carter forced that one. He forced it. And on the floor to Iverson.
Wow, he got three.
Blocked by Clark. Here's Carter. Takes it back from Oakley. Final 2 minutes of the game. Carter penetrates to Clark, and Clark sinks it from the penetration of Vince Carter. And Clark with 20 points. Keon Clark had 12 points and 10 rebounds against Golden State earlier. He has 20 today, replacing Antonio Davis.
Now the last time things got
steal.
Sticky, they went to Iverson. This time Williams left. I thought Carolina guys liked each other, but George Lynch bounced Carter pretty good, and Carter got up scowling.
Mark Jackson says clear it out for Carter. Carter against McKee, pulls up, shot good.
Oh, that's worth a timeout.
96.
So there's about 5 seconds differential between game and clock as the crowd, you said they were asleep.
Here's the clear out coming for Carter. 5 to shoot. 3 to shoot. Jackson lofts one, no good. Rebounded by Jackson. Toronto with 1 second. Shot no good. Overtime. In overtime. Double of Iverson. They didn't give up the ball. Tough shot from the corner by Lynch, and then a loose ball foul on the rebound.
Aaron McKee. And you watch, I thought that Iverson was the ankle breaker, but Iverson brought both feet together. That's what knocked him down. Williams with the finish.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes left in overtime. Philadelphia 13-5 at home. They've won 4 straight here, 6 of 7. Off to their best start since the 84-85 season. Toronto's won 5 of 6, but has lost 6 straight to Philadelphia. And Carter misses the dunk, hangs on the rim, but that to prevent injury is okay.
He went the right way, didn't finish. Normally that's a big effort. Now he's got Theo Ratliff in his face.
More importantly, Toronto gets the ball back with a 5-point lead. Shot clock at 4. Clark blocked by Lynch.
Great reaction by Lynch.
Here's Iverson. Got it. Iverson rolled it through. Knifing to the basket once again with 47 points.
A big save and then a better finish by Iverson. The crowd right on the edge of their seat. Mark Jackson with a minute to play.
Jackson backing down. Then it's Clark. And Keon Clark fouled. He's only a 60% free throw shooter. He'll go to the line.
Carter this time goes to the baseline and really explodes up and hangs on to the rim as the players are underneath him, finally lets loose, and the ball came back to the 76ers after the block, and Allen Iverson with a nice little teasing finish.
He scored all 6 Philadelphia points in overtime, 47 in the game. Here's Clark. What a contest. He misses the free throw. He has 22 points and 8 rebounds, but at the line he is only 2 of 5 with 1 more coming up.
And that one looked a little tight. And he's been able to stick around with the 5 fouls.
Second one on target. That makes it 106-102 inside the final minute of overtime.
Sixers got to get a little bit quicker with their attack right now, coming to Iverson.
Carter reached in, nearly got it away. Iverson ducking up and under. Wow, what touch! What touch! It rolls in for him. He has 49 points. And the Raptors have a 2-point lead and the ball.
And there's about 15-second difference shot in the game, so the Sixers will get the ball back as a crowd chants defense.
Williams out to Jackson, 5 to shoot. And the fall away is good by Alvin Williams. Raptors by 4.
Now Iverson trying to find a seam, tosses up a 3.
Off the mark, and Jackson to Carter. 2-on-1, Carter fouled and got it anyway. Oh my goodness. Ollie fouled him. It looked like there was no chance that one could go in, and somehow Carter willed it through.
And Carter was going to throw this down with a lot of authority anyway, and you could tell he was coming hard, and Ollie got him right underneath the armpit to knock him off balance. But it is Vince Carter's day.
Well, we've been saying, and Lenny Wilkins has been saying, and Vince Carter's been saying, that the Raptors are playing their best basketball, starting to come together, and what a win on the floor of the 76ers, who have the best record in the league. Here's Williams with a foul, 4.8 seconds left.
Stop the clock, and they have a 6-point advantage, but he didn't want them to throw up a quick 3. So when you look at the efforts of Carter versus Allen Iverson wins the individual duel, but it looks like Carter is going to win the game.
49 points Iverson, 39 Carter. Iverson just got 3 more. But it's too little too late, as the Toronto Raptors, trailing by 20 points late in the second quarter, come back to take the lead. Then they see Philadelphia push it back out, and they come back to win an overtime game in Philadelphia. So Allen Iverson with 51 points, all 10 Sixer points in overtime. Vince Carter with 39 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. A big factor in the game. Toronto's bench outscoring Philadelphia's bench 39-12. So in overtime, Toronto wins it. Coming up next, game 3 of our triple header, the Heat and the Lakers.